All right. Hello and welcome back to Doodle Crew. Yeah, we've got another episode here this morning. Everyone's kind of rolling in bright and early, even though it's 11. I don't know. Something about 11 on a weekday versus 11 on a Saturday. I don't know. My brain is still waking up. So there's going to be coffee, but there's also going to be some old art redraws. So we are back again with another Time Warp episode. And for me personally, this is super fun because last Time Warp episode was very stressful for me and I could not make my old piece work. So fingers crossed this time goes better for me. I picked an equally... I think not cringeworthy, just adorable in my youth drawing to work on today. But before we get to my stuff, let's go around, introduce yourselves, and then show and tell the old piece of artwork you'll be redrawing. So Sarah, we'll start with you.
Okay. This is something that I made in first grade in Catholic school. I guess I could share screen. That might be a little clearer.
Yeah, we can do that. Also, as always, if you want to find Sarah, that's her website, and you can follow her on Tumblr. Yeah. All right. If you are ready, I can share it.
I am ready.
All right. There we go.
I quickly censored it so that you don't have to see what's behind that bar, but Adam is very anatomically correct.
Yes. Yes. First grade Sarah was all about that anatomy.
I knew what was going on. But my mom very graciously dated this as October 31st, 1992. I was 7 years old, and it's titled Adam and Eve.
Yes. Randall's also pointing out that is a one majestic booty. It is. It definitely is. I love it. All right. Joey, to you, welcome back. We're happy to have you back.
Let's see if this works. It doesn't. There we go.
Yay!
So this, hey, I'm Joey. I've been here before. You can find me at Slooty Mage. I also stream on Slaying Dragons in the morning, which is I've been on a temporary hiatus while we figure out some work schedule things. But should be back soon.
I feel that.
So this is the oldest picture, one of the oldest pictures I could find on my Facebook. This is my vampire OC, Ophelia, who's a punk rock vampire. I posted this in 2007 when I was still using the artist moniker Joey Vegas.
Oh, I remember Joey Vegas.
So yeah,
Oh my
we're gonna see what we can do with this.
That's excellent. Now, is she one? Has she continued in your art, or was she an OC that was left behind for new ones?
I've gotten actually a lot of commission work done of her, so
Okay,
still pops up every now and then.
that's fun. I like it. I love the pose too. Like that is so much. I was like, oh no, I would have absolutely drawn that pose because it's like, yeah, this is cool. This is badass. Oh,
So
no.
edgy.
So edgy. All right, and on to our lovely Mayor Squish, who jumped in last minute. Hi, Nicole. Welcome.
Yeah. Hi. Hello. You can find me everywhere on or at Mayor Squish, and because this was last minute, I could not find the really old art, and truthfully, I don't know what year this is from, but I think this was my first attempt at like shading, but with lines, so like cross hatching. Not my best work, but I'm gonna be recreating this in watercolor because pretty. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. Hey, hi, hello, good morning, Bean. Jump in, I can't type. Yes, welcome, chat. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. So for me, you can find me across the internet at a swan named Emily. Also, I'm going to use this time to shamelessly plug. So Doodle Crew, as Joey mentioned, his show being on hiatus, Doodle Crew is coming up on a hiatus of our own. So we will have one more episode after this one, and then we will be taking a brief break. But what I highly, highly recommend for everyone is if you want to see more of Doodle Crew, one, you can go back and watch old episodes if you missed anything. Those are over on my YouTube or on our Facebook page. You can search at Doodle Crew Draw. But also, shameless plug, if you hit subscribe on my YouTube page, you will be notified because every Friday through July, August, and September, save for the Dragon Con weekend, there's going to be an artist interview posted. So these are one-on-ones with all of the amazing artists who participate in Doodle Crew, guest artists and the OGs and all of that. So if you want to see questions answered by these amazing artists and talking about their journey and how they make art, yeah, that's a thing. So hop over, again, search a swan named Emily. You'll find me on YouTube. And oh yeah, oh cool. Oh, I'm sorry, I got totally distracted by that one fan of sports, 11:08 p.m. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so hop over there and you'll still get some great Doodle Crew stuff happening, even though we won't be doing exactly what we're doing right now. But for me, for my art, this lovely piece is coming out of my middle school years. I'm pretty sure it was 7th or 8th grade. This is my lovely lady. She's very, yes. You could tell I was very influenced by anime. So got some great anime eyes happening. Got some questionable hand anatomy happening here. Not sure, but yeah. Also, don't actually know how that hair works, but that was a beautiful thing about anime because it didn't matter. So I'm gonna lean in. I think I'm gonna make her hair just as ridiculous as it is with my redraw. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was Nicole and I were talking before we went live. I'm thinking about my super old art. Like there's somewhere where I have like a whole folder of stuff my mom kept from elementary school. And I was like, oh, I should dig into that. We should show and tell the class some of that real formative art. But now that I've seen Sarah's, I don't have anything that good because I was not as informed. I did not take anatomy at that point.
I'll see if I can find, I have a pretty good, really awesome horse that I saw, and I was tempted to also draw the horse, but I was like, I've been known to bite off more than I can chew.
Every day, forever in my art career. Yeah, it was funny, Sarah. I was thinking of you. So when I knew that we were going to have Doodle Crew go on a break, I was like, man, I still want to have stuff to release to people, and I'd love to highlight the artists. I was like, oh, this will be perfect. I'll do interviews and all of that. And then I had the realization, I was like, oh, but that means holding the interviews and editing them and then posting them and then scheduling all the posts and doing that. I was like, did I save myself work or did I just make more work? I can't figure out which one I actually did. But you get those ideas, and sometimes you just have to do them. So because yours is digital, Joey, I'm curious, when did you start working in digital art? Was it in middle school? Was it in high school?
So actually it was after I got out of high school.
Okay.
I mean, I had been playing around with Photoshop while I was in high school, but I didn't get a Wacom tablet till after I was out. So actually, this is all penciled and inked traditionally.
Oh, wow.
And then colored in Photoshop.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really, until I got the Cintiq, I hadn't really, like, done pencils and inks in Photoshop. So this is pretty new. It's a new period for me.
Yeah, I remember being in college and taking the first Photoshop class and having only done it once before in high school and being really out of my depth and just not knowing what I was doing. They're like, well, just create something. I'm like, I don't remember how to create art. I don't know what to do. What do you mean just do something? I don't understand. Yeah, but slowly figured it out. Also, as we've talked, numerous times, Photoshop is not the most like it can be incredibly user friendly, but the learning curve is real steep. Like until you get it, it is unapproachable. And then once you get it, you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, it does not want to play nice.
Yeah, I just learned like the how to set up macros.
Ooh.
So that I can like just Alt 4 and have it like select and fill an area.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's been like one of the biggest, greatest boons of Photoshop for me. I'm like, oh my god, I can flat so fast now.
Yes, because when I think of you, something that I've always thought is, boy, I wish Joey was faster at his artwork. Nope, it's funny. I know we've talked about it before, and if Jeff Munn were here, they're the two that, so both of those gentlemen I'm lucky enough to be at conventions with when the world is open, and constantly giving them heck for the incredible speed with which they draw. And how intimidating that is to sit on a panel with them. Like, no, it's fine. I have completed the stick figure thus far. You're done already? Cool. But it's good. It's a lot of fun. I'm very excited to have a show back where I get to hang out with you and Jeff and everybody again. Because it feels like a very long time.
Yeah, it's let's get this world back to normal, I say. Like, yeah. I'm ready to go out and do stuff again.
Yeah. Yep. Well, no, it was weird. I was at the winery for yesterday, which I hadn't been in about a week, and we officially, as staff, no longer have to wear masks, and it was so weird because all of a sudden I was like, wait, but then I also got stuck with some very long conversations with customers because now they can see my resting friendly face, and they're just like, that means she wants to talk more, and I'm like, oh no, give me my mask back. I didn't want to talk more. Oh
yeah, it was the weirdest feel, like at GameStop when we didn't have to wear masks anymore, and it's just like, this doesn't feel right.
I know it.
I feel bad because a lot of employees at like places I go have been like grocery stores and food markets and things, and they're still wearing masks because they're preparing food.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I'm like, should I wear my mask to be polite to you? And I also don't trust that everyone is vaccinated that wearing a mask. And I'm like, should I wear my mask even though I'm vaccinated to protect you? I don't know.
I don't know. Yes, it's very much I don't know. Like I went into the store the other day and like I read the sign. I was like, logically in my brain, I know I don't have to wear it, but I kind of liked not getting sick for the last year too. So maybe I'll just wear it. I'm okay with that. Yeah, but it's definitely a weird thing. But also, hi, hello. I wanted to wave to Itstar. Thanks for coming and hanging with us. Oh, and Dell says, it's so nice to have y'all to keep me company. Thank you so much. We're happy you all are here to keep us company. As much as there's always like the frantic run around setup to get ready to do this, once we're actually on live and on stream doing it, it's nice and it's a fun way to start my morning. Also, yes, Guardian Randy, like I still wear my mask in stores because I feel like I'm being illegal otherwise. Yeah, it's definitely, I was successfully conditioned the last year, and now, like, nope, you told me to do this thing, now I do this thing, and then you tell me I don't have to do the thing, and now I don't know what to do.
I'm also torn because if I wear my mask, even though I feel more comfortable that way, then people think I'm not vaccinated, and I just want to be like, no, I am.
I need a big button. Just like,
I'm vaccinated, but I don't know if you are. It's on a t-shirt.
It's not me, it's you. Yes, Idstar says people should sell masks that say I'm vaccinated on them. Yeah. Yep. It's gonna be very interesting, I think, moving forward, especially with the summer now that outside activities are open and available again. So I'll be curious to see how we do. But even yesterday, being a Wednesday, I think we saw like 350 people at the winery. Like it was, yeah. Well, welcome, Miss Prangs. Made a Twitch account just to say hello and see what you are up to. Thank you. Yeah, figure out what I'm doing. We're gonna action. Yeah, so I don't know if I pulled up the banner or not. Today we're gonna do the time warp again. So all of the artists are taking old pieces of artwork that they have created in the past and updating them.
I don't know if I can recapture the magic.
Well, and it's funny because like I'm debating how I want to end up coloring this, because I don't think I want to necessarily do my regular coloring, but maybe try and capture the colored pencil look that I had with the original piece. But we'll see. So Miss Prang says, "I'm betting Sarah's is dino related." Funny enough. I'll let Sarah tell you.
No, I think I would have gotten kicked out of Catholic school for drawing too many dinosaurs.
Probably.
But it is a picture that I drew in first grade. There was a parent-teacher night, and all of the kids' work were set on their desks. And my parents are going around and looking at all the cute little drawings that all the other kids made, and then see if I can hold it and cover. They found my picture of Adam and Eve, and Adam is very anatomically correct under that finger. As a first grader, I was very aware that men and women were different.
Which just cracks me up so much.
New art will be safe for work.
Yeah, because I'm realizing, like, I almost failed 6th grade health class because I was so unaware of the differences between men and women, and learning that information destroyed my little brain. So I had to have a meeting with the nurse and my parents because they're like, so she needs to know this. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to know. I just want to draw cartoons. Don't make me learn this. Yeah, good stuff. Figured it out, guys. I ended up figuring it out. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Excellent question from the chat from Idstar. Oh, missed it. There we go. Question for the group. What motivated your choice of art piece to redraw?
Mine was simple. I was just like, what's the oldest thing I can find online? So it's easy.
Mine was last time we did this. I picked an art piece at random because I had coincidentally watched Evil Dead 2 the night before and forgot I had a live stream and was like, oh no, I have to do this thing. And I had an old drawing of Bruce Campbell that was kind of gross looking that I redid. But as we were talking about it, I realized I had the oldest piece of art that I have of mine was the one that I just showed. And it was just too funny not to use.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, I think so. I was a little while back. I was specifically looking for a project that I did in high school because it related to something that I was working on currently. It was Shakespeare related. So I was looking through all that, which meant going under my bed and pulling out all of the plastic tubs full of my art, uh, which is just a hodgepodge. And like we talked about, I think before we went live, I'm not good about dating my art. So unless I personally remember like the project or what it was for, I couldn't always tell you when this art was being created, but it meant that I got to go through and take a bunch of pictures of some really old artwork of mine where I'm just like, oh, this is so bad. I got to bring this back. Yeah, but it's funny with this particular piece because I remember feeling really proud of it. Like, there's that part in my brain where I'm just like, yeah, this is some good shit. Like, seventh grade me was like, yeah, look at that. And, you know, it's funny because as we've joked before on stream, that's not always a thing I say now. Like, I don't get done with a piece and be like, yeah, you crushed that. It's like, oh, well, I guess it's good enough. Let's post it. So I kind of miss that blissful ignorance of just being really stoked about a piece of art that I made. But it's fun. It's fun. It was always a piece that I liked, even though I'm critical of it. So that was fun. Oh gosh, Miss Brangs. So it's funny because I have carpet in my bedroom. I'm in an apartment. I didn't make the choices about the flooring. But because there are so many tubs under there full of art, there's not a lot of space. So not a ton of dust bunnies. Now that I have a cat, I think there's probably more. But yeah, not too bad. At my parents' house, absolutely, because I had a wood floor bedroom. Yes, it's Star. I am here for that. Petition to bring back artists being stoked about our own artwork. I think we all need that sometimes. Most of the time. All of the time. Oh, yes. Forging Winton says, at least you don't have a carpeted bathroom. Yep. Carpeted bathroom, carpeted kitchen. Not a thing. Shouldn't be a thing. In places where there's going to be water, should not have carpet. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I take great issue with that.
I feel like that was a 70s thing. A lot of places in the 70s had
Shag carpet everywhere.
Yeah.
In the shower stall.
No.
Miss Frank says, so much cocaine and terrible home decor. Yes. Yes to both. Yes, it's funny now that I've been. I mean, I was a property manager in college a little bit, but I've also been one in my adult life, and I again, it's one of those moments where I'm like, oh boy, I know I'm really getting into adulthood because I have a favorite carpet cleaning service who are the ones I always call to come in and clean the apartments after a tenant has moved out. And I'm just like, no, they're the best. They do a great job, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not a thing. They're not a baseball team. What are you doing? Like, I'm just like, yeah, they're so good. I get so excited because I get to call them. I'm like, oh man. But they are really good. And I appreciate them.
I got a gift card as a thank you, and I used it to buy a vacuum. That's when I know I became an adult.
Yeah, I get really excited about vacuums. Now that I have the cat, I'm seriously considering getting a robot vacuum. I'm just like, oh, I could have robots clean my apartment. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Also, I cannot tell you the last time I drew a character that was wearing a turtleneck, which is just making me laugh right now. Heck yes, Bean. Bean in chat says, I want to see Vera riding it. Dude, you know that if I get a Roomba or the like, I am going to do everything in my power to train my cat to ride my Roomba. Preferably in a shark costume like the video I saw on the internet, but I could be okay if there was no shark costume if she just chose to ride it. Rode it. Good. Brain.
If that's the only mistake you make all day, then I think you're doing all right.
Yes. Oh, It Star says, I knew I became an adult when my mother filled my Christmas stocking with cleaning supplies. But like brand name supplies. No, it's going to be a day. The stuff I would never pay for myself. That is absolutely a thing. Like buying brand name stuff that's a little bit more expensive. No, I'm like, I can't afford that. Like I need the regular dish cleaner, not the Clorox one. I can't buy Clorox. Yeah. Nope. I feel you deeply on that, Idstar. And it's extra funny because when I was in high school, I worked with my mom as a cleaner. So I started to understand, like, I had preferences on paper towels for cleaning. Like, this brand is better when we are using it for cleaning, and I will buy them. I'll pay a little bit more just because they save me time. And I'm like, oh no, who am I? What have I become? It's all good. Miss Prang says, mine was when I realized I had a favorite stove burner. Hashtag lower right for life. Yes. Yeah, I've got preferences on my stove. Oh, yeah. It's fine. Youth is fleeting. It's fine. I balance that with the fact that, especially after being in quarantine for a year and all of that, the absolute frustration of knowing I had to cook for myself 3 times a day. I'm like, what a rip. We have to do this 3 times? That's some bullshit.
You don't just eat cereal for 3 meals a day? I've done that.
Yeah, I definitely did that for dinner not that long ago. I was like, I don't feel like making anything. I don't even have milk. I'm just going to eat dry cereal like a squirrel.
I did that for breakfast the week. My milk went bad. I had like enough for 2 bowls of cereal, and it was just like, nah, I'm not good anymore.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Dell, also big time adult vibes. Understanding, especially if you're on a well, having specific toilet paper that works with your plumbing, because those are not issues you can avoid. You can for a bit until you can't anymore. So yeah. It's Star, I love it. I knew something had changed in me when I found a stick in the shed and specifically set it aside for a stirring paint with later. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, we're gonna try. I said I was gonna do colored pencil and I totally didn't. I'm gonna try it.
Just use the colored pencil button.
Yeah. Okay. It's funny. I have been meaning to story
for
of
all
my
the
life.
clients that are like, oh, this is great, but I'd like it better if it looked like this oil painting. Can't you just change it? You're using digital.
There's just a button, right? Just poke the button. Yeah, I was talking about that with somebody recently. Or I know who was it. It was Instar. We were talking about that, like, just make it digital. Just do it. It just does it for you, right? We're like, no, that's not how this works. Yeah. No, I've been meaning to play with some of the brushes in Clip Studio so much more, because they have so many different cool things you can do, and just time. I get in there to work on stuff, and I was like, well, I've got to get this done, so we're just going to do it how I know how to do it.
I work completely differently when there is a deadline.
Yes. Well, and I'm realizing too, which has been a really fun thing for me, is being able to work on art on Fridays on stream, where I can kind of play with some stuff. But I also know that me working through and figuring out how to do something, or learning a new thing, like, that's not always the most entertaining thing, because I get really focused and then I don't talk. So I'm like, I don't want to make you guys sit through that with me. Like, this is just me, like, furrowed brow, like, frustrated looking at the computer. It's not as entertaining. Like, oh yeah, I need to talk. Shoot, yeah.
It's definitely one of the hardest parts of streaming, is keeping, like, your vocal train of thought going while you're trying to do whatever it is you're working on.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, there are times if I'm focused on a sketch or something, I can't look at chat because I'll get distracted by chat and then forget, like, either what I was talking about or what I was drawing. And they know, they've been with me where I'm just like, I don't even know how we got here or what is happening. But thanks.
This is true.
Say, usually Mayor Squish, you're really good about it. Be like, Emily, this is what you were talking about. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
I mean, sometimes. Sometimes we make you draw Mr. Blobby.
Mr. Blobby, yes. Yeah, it was funny being on stream back-to-back weeks where one week was the absolute manic insanity of Mr. Blobby, and the next week was like, we're just gonna chill and draw some stuff. It'll be nice.
Trying to decide how to shade a butt.
Oh, yes. Idstar says, I reckon you can gauge a person's adultness by how many nice-looking tins they've kept to find a use for later instead of throwing away. I literally had a conversation with myself this morning about, do I need to keep this empty Folgers plastic container? I'm like, well, it's a really good container. It's got a seal. I already have 2 of them. I'm pretty sure there's another one floating around somewhere because I couldn't throw it. I'm like, just recycle it, Emily. Just put it in the recycling and let it go. You're not going to use it. But I was like, I might use it. So many jars. Yes, Bean also mentions Stone Cold Jane Austen came out of an insanity Twitch stream. Also, good morning, hi, hello, he who is Steve. We got a well, the Doodle Crew. How'd I know you'd be hanging around here drawing? Yes. Indeed we are. Yes, Ms. Prang's the phrase, don't throw that away. That's a nice box happens a lot at our house. Yep. I'm like, wow, it's really good. I could use this for something. Where though? Where are you gonna put it, Emily? I literally saved like large size pieces of flat cardboard because they were really nice, because I was like, oh, this might be good as like a drop cloth or a thing if I ever pay. I'm like, nope, they just live in my closet now. Yep. Can't help myself.
I have to do the annual purge of stuff I thought I was going to use and did not use for a year. And I'm like, well, I gave you a good chance. Gave you a fair shake. I'm not using you.
Yep.
I like that my parents, they don't have like Tupperware. They have old sour cream containers that they put
Yep.
leftovers in. And you can see where they mark things on the top in Sharpie
Yep.
from years where it washes off, but there's still like a ghost of it.
Yep.
My mom gave me fruit salad that said no meat because my niece is a vegetarian.
Yep, my mom puts a layer of masking tape on them and then writes on Sharpie with the masking tape so that you know what's in there, because you'll open the freezer and there'll be 16 little Olivio containers, none of which actually have Olivio in them. Who knows? One has stuffing, one has grapes, one has leftovers. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, there's been times where, like, some of them, like, their lid, because they're not necessarily meant to be super, super reusable, like, their lids will be cracking and stuff. I'm like, Mom, just recycle them. Just let them go. And she's like, well, I don't know if I have, like, you have at least 35 of them. You can stand to get rid of a few. It's okay.
I also feel really bad when one of my, I use a lot of the chicken salad containers from Aldi because they're purple and they last for like a couple months. But once like there gets a crack in it, and I have like you said, like 30, but anytime one cracks, I'm like, oh no. You have to go in the recycling. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, I want to tell you, so I work outside of the house now and have for a bit, and I had moved on to a job where I didn't get lunch at the job, so I was bringing lunch. And I would often bring leftovers to reheat, and I invested in some actually like nice lidded Tupperware containers that were made of glass that I could then reheat things in. Can I tell you the amount of stress standing in the grocery store contemplating buying a nice glass Tupperware container? I'm like, well, you have all those leftovers from Chinese. You could just do that. And I was like, no, we're going to get this because this is an investment. Like, I had to talk myself into it. Cause like, well, we've got stuff at home.
We have Tupperware at home.
We have Tupperware at home.
The Tupperware at home.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Yep. You know, Steve, that is an excellent point. Steve says, you can save money on Tupperware if you throw all your food on the floor and eat it off the floor like an animal. Perfect.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Not wrong, no. I also like the just get a feed bag and just dump all the food in there and attach it to my head. That way I can work and eat at the same time. Streamline. Too funny.
Sounds like somebody's got a Tesla coil running in the background.
Oh. I know I fired up my laptop the other day and the fan on it, I was like, are we lifting off? What's happening over there? All right, baby, it's okay. It's okay. You just take your time. We're good. We're good. Oh, so being to your comment, that's funny. it always made me laugh when sorry, brain. So we would have outside cats, but in some of them we would also have kitty litter out there for them. But then you would reuse the kitty litter that like wasn't gross and everything to like sop up like motor oil in the garage when you would do an oil change and stuff like that. And then it would all get moved out. Just like, oh gosh, what are we doing? Yes, Steve, you are the most green. The most. I gotta hide this for a second.
Save.
Hey! I haven't saved it all! Hooray!
I haven't saved since opening the file, so. Prep lesson, so it was already saved once.
We are so good at this.
It's only been an hour since I opened it.
Literally how the artists live dangerously. Just like, yeah. How long can you go program without crashing?
Which sometimes it's surprising, and then other times it's like, I just opened you. What happened?
Yeah, when I was having those really, really like catastrophic issues with my Corel Draw, I would open something that I had used many times before. I would do like 3 clicks and the whole thing would crash and I'd have to hard restart my computer. Like it was so bad. I'm just like, no, none of this is okay. It's funny to me in drawing digitally because I am working with specifically the colored pencil brush. I don't notice the texture of the way my digital pen feels on my tablet. Like I notice it a lot more when I'm working with a medium that's not my normal like digital inking. Like the fact that I'm using colored pencil, but it doesn't feel like it is melting my brain a little bit right now.
I saw a video the other day where someone was explaining that the computer doesn't do everything for you, like through a joke, and they just used, I think they were erasing a layer so that you could see underneath, and they were like,
yes,
you just use brush and it draws everything for you. Now let's lay in the color, and they erased another layer just to reveal, and they're like, but you might want to put in like some background. This is an optional thing. And they just revealed their drawing that obviously took them hours and hours, but it looked like it took 30 seconds.
Yep. Which again, like, I'm very appreciative of that as a joke until, you deal with clients and they're like, no, is that not how it works? And you're like, oh no. Huh. Oh no. Wait, did you watch the Avengers movies and think they were really in space? Like, we might need to talk.
And then trying to explain that how much art costs to make, because it does take time. 1 minute of TV animation, like TV quality animation, is at least $50K.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that, everyone?
please, can we just have a real quick chat? Let's bring the texture back a little bit. Nope, don't like that. All right, I'm going to skip down through a whole bunch of what's happening in chat, but I'm going to say Guardian Randy says, artist, I'm loving everything I'm seeing so far. Thank you.
Hi. How are you?
I'm streaming. How are you?
Huh?
Oh, hi.
That was a nice, pleasant interruption. I've
It
had
was.
less pleasant interruptions. Luckily, only during like Dungeons and Dragons and not an actual live stream that's being recorded.
Oh, you're welcome.
Nope, I've definitely had times where the cat has done something and I'm just like, what? Excuse me for a second. There was a big crash. I don't know what's happening. Steve, I was gonna say, Steve, I'm saving all your lewd garbage for our after hours stream. For Doodle Crew After Dark.
Yes.
Oh, I've gotta send you stuff for that, Joey.
Yes.
It's in the works.
My goodness, these patch placements. What was I thinking?
So much style over substance in so much of the things that I designed. I was also of the school of like Final Fantasy art where I'm just like, belts. We need more belts. Like that's gonna make this better. Let's do more belts.
Lots of belts for no reason.
Yes.
You can never have too many.
I love how Final Fantasy was at a point where they were just like, all right, this character's costume is belts.
Is belts. So shout out to Guardian Randy in chat. He sent me an awesome YouTube video that was talking about like design and fashion in the Final Fantasy series. And it was super, super cool. And it was talking about, you know, where the inspiration was coming from and different fashion that it was pulling from, but also, you know, the one character who's just belts. Like her dress is just belts. I cannot think of her name right now, and I'm so upset about it. But...
Lulu, right?
Yeah, thank you. I was like, I can see her. I loved her design. Brain is broken. That one fan of sports, I kind of want to see. I want to kind of. Oh, wow, I can't talk today. I want to see your redraw. Yes, Bean. There are plans to do a Doodle Crew After Dark. Also, the phrase coined by He Who Is Steve, the Loodle Crew. So for some lewds. So that one will not be live streamed because we will get kicked off Twitch. But the plan thus far is to have He Who Is Steve as a guest. Actually, Bean, this is partially inspired by you. The game that you and Steve were playing one night on stream where he had to describe things to you. We are going to steal him for that and have him describe art for us to create. But yeah, that one's probably going to live behind like a $1 Patreon wall so that you can subscribe and get the link and watch it on YouTube, but it will not be out for public consumption. There's our little teaser trailer for that. Thank you, Miss Prangs. I am always down for the punny names. They bring me much joy. Yes, as we discussed, no shade or anything at all. Twitch is relatively specific about what you can and cannot draw live on stream. So in an effort to comply with their terms of service, we're gonna take it off air and put it in a brown paper bag for distribution. Also, Bean, I'm pretty sure you're attending Dragon Con in person this year. While there will not be a Doodle Crew art stream because I can't imagine trying to run all of that while at Dragon Con, there is most likely going to be another art stream that I'm going to be on happening at Dragon Con. So, not panicked at all that I have to figure out how to make that work. But much excited. Are you playing the waiting for it to dry game, Nicole?
Yep. I can kind of work around stuff, but because I'm working in the center now, if I put anything there, it's just gonna go all over the place, so.
It looks really cool. Like,
yeah.
I love the colors.
Thank you. I forgot that I've never actually drawn a flower in watercolor, so this could go horribly wrong.
Or I was gonna say that one fan of sports. I don't know how you found us or how you connect with us. If you are connected with any of us in Discord, you can share it there, and then we can share it, or you can whisper it to myself or Mayor Squish.
You can tweet at us at Doodle Crew Draw.
Heck yeah!
Or you can tag us on Instagram at Doodle Crew Draw. Am I doing this correctly?
Yeah, it's perfect. That was so good. I was like, wait, I know how things work. No. Yes, Bean, I am. If I am invited, I am definitely coming to the botched cookout. So, I could draw there. You are correct.
Now I just want to see you draw drunk.
I mean, Joey's seen it.
Yeah, drink and draws.
We've done some drink and draws for various levels of sobriety for Emily. Also, I will be completely honest. If you go back in Doodle Crew history, the episode that Joey was on, where we were doing drink and draw for St. Patrick's Day, I drank an entire bottle of sparkling Riesling. So. Mm-hmm. I went back and fixed that art later for a while because it was not my best work. But it was fun. Yeah.
That was a good day.
That was a good day. You were the other one on that stream, weren't you? It was the three of us. Yeah. Aw, thank you, Randall. Emmy was sparkling after that stream. I was. That's a lovely way to say it. Not, I definitely got off stream and lay down on my couch and took a 3-hour nap. Like the professional that I am.
Naps are very important.
Naps are important. I am a humongous fan of naps.
I can never take them because I feel too guilty not doing work, and then I just crash really hard later. But when I do have the very rare nap, it's usually because I've gone too hard for too long, and then my cat's like, pet me, and I'm like, okay, but also I'm going to just lay on you.
Yep. Nope. That go too hard for too long is literally me. And the naps aren't always a plan. They are like, okay, I'm terrible. I'm exhausted. I need to just rest for a second. And then we fall asleep because your body's like, no, you need actual rest. Yeah. It's a process.
That's kind of the issue I run into. When I try to nap, it messes with my sleep schedule, my sleep
Yeah.
cycle. And then I'm just up until like 5 in the morning, which to be honest is not rare, but I don't know. Like my normal day and night cycle isn't 24 hours, it's like 28 hours or something. It's weird.
I feel like I do the best art at like 2 in the morning, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From
sure.
11 p.m. to 2 a.m., 100%. Like that's the golden hour. I was just like, any art I create now will be awesome. Can I do that and still work a day job where I have to be up at 7? No, because I'm miserable when I don't get sleep. All right, let's see.
Hey,
Yes, good. Save. Let me jump back. Yes, Guardian Randy, that is a huge part of it, and why I try as someone who is trying to lose weight. Getting sleep is really important to that, because if you're not getting enough sleep, it makes the already arduous task of losing weight even more difficult. Super fun. I'm like, wait, so poor nutrition and a bad sleep cycle don't equate to me losing 100 pounds? That's such a bummer, because I'm really good at those two things. That's no moon, he who is Steve.
oh,
Hey Steve, baby carrot. He'll know what it means.
Right. Let's refer to the original. See. Also, I was thinking back to Idstar's question. I wanted to do this piece, although it would be much more timed around Christmas because she is holding a candy cane, and that would make more sense. But I was like, nope, this is the piece that I am doing, and turtleneck and Christmas things in June.
Just make that like her magical girl wand.
Dude, not wrong. Also, you want to talk middle school? Emily was all about that magic girl life. Yes. Give me more. Give me more transformations, more power-ups. I'm here for it. You got Sailor Moon with the transformation wands. You've got Cardcaptor Sakura with the cards. I was just like, yes, all of it. You got Dragon Ball Z with going Super Saiyan. I'm just like, yep, all the magic girls. Because if Goku is not a magic girl, then you're wrong.
I was just going to say Goku's my favorite magical girl. It's untrue. It's Vegeta.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's be
yeah.
real. Like Vegeta's all about that magic girl life.
Oh, I had it bad. I had it bad for Vegeta. I was like, oh, bad boy? Yeah, all right. You're fun. Yeah, it's good. I really don't know what it was about him. Like, he starts as such a bad character. But, like, yeah, he gets a good redemption arc.
It's that love for Bulma.
Yeah, I loved that a lot.
Bulma was not nice to him.
I think as artists we can all like relate to his struggle for perfection as well.
What?
I think we've all had that moment where we've been on the moon and it was being bombarded with asteroids. We're just throwing everything we can at them until we get it. And then we finally get it. And we're like, I've come back better and stronger, but not good enough.
I mean, same, really. Just. Oh, gosh, Dragon Ball Z. So funny. Yeah, so Bean calling out nobody likes Krillin. I didn't dislike Krillin, but it was hard. It was hard to compete with Vegeta. I like Piccolo also didn't do it for me, so I had a thing for the little angry guy. Weird. Plus, like, Goku and Gohan and all of that, like, there was just too much happening with them.
I also feel like they set you up to not like Krillin in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
He's like a jerk while they're training the whole time, and Goku's just like, let's do it, let's get better. And he's just like, I want to be lazy and just be better automatically.
Yeah.
Like, this guy. And then he never gets any bigger. He stays tiny. You're like, this is what you get.
That's what you get for not training.
Oh no, is that why I stayed tiny, Sarah? That's what I get for not training. You just get to be small forever. Oh. Also, yes, huge highlight. I want to highlight Miss Frang's talking amazing science at us. So going back to the sleep thing, did you know that sleeping is the way your body cleans its cerebrospinal fluid, the goop that your brain and spinal cord float around in? Yeah, my brain goop gets real cruddy sometimes. You start feeling sleepy when too much crud builds up in this cerebrospinal fluid. I nailed that. Super medical term. Crushed it.
Yep, that is the medical term, goop.
Goop. I'm the dippy bit. Yeah, so anybody in chat, if you don't know what I'm the dippy bit is from, that is from a Swan Named Emily Twitch stream from a couple weeks ago where I was drawing brains and we were talking about the anatomical names for them, but also, you know, the dippy bit in the middle. And there's now going to be a sticker about it that says I'm the dippy bit.
Yes. I'm so getting that. Also, the little butt on the other one.
Little butt. He's got a
So
little brain butt.
Little brain butt.
Because I'm really good at science, is what's happening here. Just A+.
It's called the cerebellum, but no one cares.
Well, and then it's the it's the
Just like in Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, she was like the best character, and then they took her out.
God, I
Because
hadn't thought about that in forever.
apparently parents complained because she was, you never saw her face, but she had big boobs, but she was the woman behind the mayor.
Yeah.
Who, like, supported him.
Well, she pretty much ran it. He was just the figurehead.
Yeah. But parents were like, no, she's got big boobs and no face. And I was like, but that's the
joke.
Yeah, she's
Like, the kids got it. They're like, wow, that's silly. Okay. We did
behind
say
every
butts.
man is a smarter, stronger woman.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's having some real issues.
No, I just need to turn that sound off. It was like, you're on a layer you don't want to be on. Just switch it. Just switch it. Hey, I'm going to yell at you until you switch it.
This facility will self-destruct in T-3 minutes. That's okay. I just need to turn that sound off.
Don't you sass me, computer. I'm also having that moment where I was like, I don't know if I love how the colored pencil looks, but we've gone too far now, so we're just gonna keep going.
I'm also at a point where I'm like, what did I get myself into with this?
I did this on
I feel like I have those moments so often for Doodle Crew.
Yes. I don't know why. I know what to expect at this point, and I still am like, well, here we are.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So we have a request from chat for us to show the originals so that people can see them again. So I can start with that. I'm sorry if you heard that crunch. That was my neck.
Ooh.
Sure, it's fine. Sure, it's fine.
It's just your goop
It
readjusting.
is my goop. It is my goop. Oh, there. Just watch me draw it across it. Yeah, so there is my original. Should actually, like, let me see if I can.
Let's see if I can. I
Whoop,
guess.
not like that. Yeah, I apologize. It was sketched on older paper, and I mean, it's also old. But yeah, here's my little girl with big old distance between her eyes. Anatomy was not my passion at that point. There's my redraw of her so far. Okay. So, yep. So there's Nicole. So that's her original sketch in pencil. And then I think Joey's working on, yeah.
Give side by side.
So that one fan of sports, I'm looking at the Twitter, but I didn't get it. Did you tweet it at Doodle Crew Draw? Or, oh, maybe it was on Instagram. I was checking Twitter.
What is Twitch's policy for butts?
Butts are fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think butts are fine. It's weird. It's so unclear in the terms of service. It's like no nudity, no explicit nudity, but like, is a butt explicit?
Yeah. Like I don't think you could draw a butthole, but I think you can draw a butt. This is a silly conversation. So like you can draw boobs, but you can't draw gratuitous detail on them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, Miss Sprangs, the hole is forbidden. That is the perfect summation of that. Oh my gosh.
All right.
It's funny. Yeah.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Ooh. I like that. Oh, okay. They're apples. I was trying to figure out why there were Easter eggs hanging from your tree as a kid. Apples make a lot more sense. Clearly, I was paying attention in church, in school.
I mean, that's
no.
fine.
Where do you think the Easter tradition of gathering eggs comes from?
Oh, yeah.
The tree of knowledge.
The tree of
was
knowledge.
Covered in Easter eggs.
Just pick one down and crack it open, and then it's got like a fortune, but it's a piece of knowledge for you.
For the plastic eggs with fortune cookie fortunes in them.
Yep.
Oh,
perfect. Oh, it's perfect.
I love the conversations we have.
I love it so much. It's literally never what I expect. Oh my gosh. Yes, Miss Prang says, dude, Eve is looking stacked in her before pic. Also, I love our chat. Star says, but no hole, boobs, but no nips. And Bean says, you can draw boob mounds, just no nips.
Boob nom.
Well, boob mounds. Welcome to the Doodle Crew, explaining Twitch's terms of service to you. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay. What was I drawing? Oh, perfect. Yes. TOS on TNA. That is perfectly succinct. Well done, Miss Prangs. Yes, this is something I wanted to call out. It says, I love seeing how artists evolve and develop. Yes, honestly, as much as as much as this time warp stuff keeps giving me unlimited stress and frustration in my brain, it is really nice to take a moment to go back, look at my old art, see what I've evolved, what I've changed, how I have actually gotten better, even when I feel like I haven't. So, yeah, even though it is not always exactly what I want to do or doesn't turn out exactly how I want, I am happy to do it because it's important.
So there was a teacher at the Art Institute, and this particular teacher made a comment about being frustrated when students would misspell things in their layers. And so every time I'm like misspell something, it doesn't really matter. I know that Baluk means the black layer, but I always fix it because I'm like, what if this teacher somehow finds this file and looks at it and is like, you didn't spell that correctly. That is wrong.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Is
Seriously,
that
though.
Can't misspell your layer names if you leave them default.
The program auto names them for you. Teacher, what do you mean? Sarah, do you remember there was someone we went to school with? I couldn't tell you how well. No, I'm thinking I remember the name, but I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want to dox them. But they were doing like video. It wasn't live. It was like they were recording them. They were explaining them, but they always named their layers, but they spelled it like lawyer or they spelled it wrong. And it was a whole thing. And like, he always said he did it on purpose, but I don't think he did. And he just got called out. And then like, he's like, no, I do that because it's funny. And again, why is that still in my brain? I haven't talked to this human in 15 years, but that's still in there. Call your layer lawyer, and I think about it every time. Who knows?
Why is it funny? Why is lawyer funny? You can't tell that story. Not you, Emily, the person who was claiming that it was a funny story, that it was a joke. You can't say that and then not follow up with that story. Like,
yeah. Just, it was one of those weird things where I was like, I don't get the joke. I don't know that there is a joke. I'm confused. Later.
It took just as much energy for that person to say that it was a joke to also just say, oh, sometimes I'm bad at spelling.
Yeah.
I'll fully admit I'm terrible at spelling.
I am so bad at spelling. English as a language makes no gosh darn sense.
My problem is I look at a word and then I change it and then both versions of the word still look wrong. I'm like, oh no. No one should look at my Google history because I Google words that I should know how to spell just to make sure.
I also will Google them just to be positive that I'm using them in the correct way, that their definition is what my brain thinks it is. I'm like, no, it's definitely this. Is it? Shit. Is it? No, it is. You know this. Do you? Again, I wish it burned calories because I'd be fit. Miss Prangs asks, did you ever spell something so wrong that Google can't even figure out what you're trying to say? Yep. If there was history of my like swiping chat in Messenger on Facebook, yeah, you'd see it be like, what are you even saying? It doesn't start with that letter. I'm like, no, it sounds like it should. Does it not? Shit. Yeah.
I should keep a running like document somewhere that shows how many times I've done that.
Yep.
It's really bad.
It's really bad. And I think I'm getting worse. Like, just... It's especially when I'm really tired. Like I'll be trying to say something and I was like, I'll do the thing where I'll say it in my head and I'll keep saying it in my head and like, what is this word? How? What? And then I'll just be like, okay, what are 3 other words that I can use to not say that one word?
Yep.
Because I'm giving up and I can't figure it out.
Yeah. I have the issue a lot of times where I just can't remember a word that is so basic. I use synonyms that are just way too fancy. Like, I didn't need to use that word.
Yep. Yeah, my creative writing is figuring out a way to still explain myself, but not be able to think of the words that I want. Oh. Oh, chic. Or chic, I guess. Yeah. Yes, he who Steve brings up a very good point. I Google words all the time and find out I misunderstood their definitions. Also because of hearing them used in regular practice and finding out that, just because it's how you had heard it for so long. That was one of those, like, I didn't understand, like, whenever someone would say it was a moot point, I always thought it was just done. Like, there was no sense in arguing it more. It actually means an arguable point. That's the definition of it. And I was just like, wait, what? Also, then my brain is like, ha, 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 say moo point, because moo point is funny. And then I get distracted, and then I'm not as focused anymore. But, yeah, again, who knew?
It makes me think of Friends, because Joey thought it was a moo point. It's like a crowd's opinion. It doesn't matter.
Yep. That's what I thought of.
Oh, yay. See? Yeah. Cows are funny. Oh, again, literally, squirrels happening in live time. There is a great... So, on YouTube, there are compilations of all the different, like, newscaster and sportscaster fails and stuff like that. And there's one of my favorites that is 2 gentlemen, and they're talking about how some cows had gotten loose. And the one anchor is like, yep, so these 2 cows, Black and Gus, they've been out on the side of the road, blah, blah, blah. And the other anchor's like, did you mean Black Angus cows? Those aren't their name. That's the type of cow. And I'm just like, that's amazing. So, yep, I recommend anybody go to YouTube and search for Black and Gus, because it tickles me to no end. Black and Gus. Yep. Nope, that's not it. Oh, also, Miss Prangs, to your point, like the word queue to stack up in a line. Nope. It is one letter, but it has a whole bunch of silent letters after it. And I'm just like, what? What? Like Q? I know it's QU because it's got to be QU. Like E-U. Ha. Yeah. I'm like, get in line. We stood in line. That's no. Yep. It's fine.
I feel like Q is a word people don't recognize either. Like, if you were to use Q, like, what is this? Is not a word.
Yeah. Yep.
You mean CUE? No, that's like a pool cue.
No, the other one.
That's different.
It's just, oh, it's so weird. Yes. It star exactly. Q-U-U-U-U-U. Yes. That's what my brain is doing. When I'm reading that word in a book, it's just going oh, okay. So apparently this is just Emily confessing about how her brain is dumb. But the phrase of, the door is ajar, and there being a joke about it, when is a door not a door, when it's ajar. And I had heard my parents say that. And I was like, haha, this is funny. I don't understand why it's funny. And it wasn't until like years later when I actually read it in a book. And for some reason at that moment it clicked. And I was like, oh my gosh, because ajar means open. And I was just like, like laying on the floor. My parents come in and I'm like, what? And I'm just like, did you know? And they're like, yeah, that's why it's the joke. And I'm like, oh, I understand it all. Yeah.
I was today years old.
Yep. Oh gosh.
To be fair, I am a foreigner, so can't give me crap about that.
Oh, absolutely not. Also, the fact that I can barely speak one language, I throw shade at nobody because nope. And idioms are so weird, like specific jokes and stuff like that, or phrases that no, this shouldn't make sense. And it's playing with a language that is already 3 different languages stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. So. Ay. Yep. Oh, yes. Miss Prang's bringing up another excellent point. The phrase that people talk about, that said the one that always got me was when people are looking for something and finally find it, they say that it was in the last place that I looked for it. And the idea being that I was like, no, that I also thought that always meant that it was in this really weird place. And not just because, like, no, once you find it, you're no longer looking for it. Nope, exactly the same. I always thought it was like, oh, it was in the last place I looked because it was behind the bookshelf. Why would it be behind the bookshelf? Not just like, oh, it was on the table and that was the last place I looked. So, nope, 100%. Complete alignment with that, Miss Prangs. I'll also throw out there the other one, which I've now known for some years, but didn't for a good chunk of time, that when a medication says you should not operate heavy machinery, they mean cars. They don't mean backhoes and dump trucks. They mean cars. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know I shouldn't, pilot my excavator when I'm on this medication. Nope, cars. They meant cars, Emily.
I mean, to be fair, they could just say don't drive.
They should have. It would have made a lot more sense to me.
But then I guess, like forklifts or something if you work in that kind of business or career.
Yep. But in my brain, I'm always like gigantic construction equipment. Like, don't drive my cat excavator. I'm like, okay, all right.
Oil drills.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Heavy machinery. Like, I'm sorry. What? Cars? You just meant cars? Have moments where I'm very, very surprised that I made it as far as I did in my life. How did you get this far? Instar says, high-rise cranes. Yes, exactly. Was I planning on being up on scaffolding? Nope, but now that I'm on this medication, super not going to be. Yeah, Bean, you actually work with, like, heavy machinery, so it makes a lot more sense for you. I'm just a dummy sometimes. We'll say a small positive and a small upside to the internet is now having things like that shared and knowing that, nope, it's not just me. I'm not alone in this thinking. Other people were also confused by the phrasing of this. It starts puts down the jackhammer like, oh. Also, Randy, that's too real. Says also in America, no, I don't need to go to the hospital. I have super glue at home. Like maybe I just need a nap. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom about that because my dad's in the hospital right now, and I was like, "Do we actually like have to pay for the hospital stay? Because he's been in there for almost 2 weeks." And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, we have to pay for it initially, but insurance just kind of pays it for you." And I was like, "Well, how about all the tests they do, and how about the ambulance ride? Because obviously, like in America, if you have an accident and you need to be brought in with an ambulance, that's like a crazy high number." And she's like, "No, why would you have to pay for that? It's an emergency." I'm just like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yep. Nope. I remember reading something that was talking about, if you were obviously not in the case where they needed to work on you while you were in transit to the hospital and you could make it, but you just needed to get there, have someone call you an Uber instead of an ambulance because that was going to cost a lot less. And I was like, the fact that we're even having this conversation as a backup plan is so upsetting.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Oh, it's Star. I'm from Austria.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of astonishing that I'm trying to go into the medical field and have no idea how it works.
Well, I mean, you're not planning on practicing medicine in the United States, so you can look on us as at afar and judge us, deservedly so.
I already do.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
You're good. You're good. And there's a chance that people in chat didn't know, but you're good. Guardian Randy also says Joey with the boob window. Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm just working what was originally there.
So for some reason, using the colored pencil brush, I've now completely forgotten how color theory works. So that's good. I got this.
Something contrasts.
Yep.
Bean, you are correct. Nothing but judgment. I mean, no, but I don't know, like, as I'm interacting with more American people, obviously it's like, oh, you guys do it this way, okay. And I mean, that's not to say that we're perfect at all, but sometimes it's just like, really?
Well, I feel like when it comes to medical stuff specifically, we fail in spectacular fashion. So
I found out that how, like, if someone from another country comes to the United States, they have to buy like temporary insurance
okay.
for their stay. I was on a bus with a man from Toronto, and he was like telling me all about the process of getting a week's worth of, like, buying a week's worth of insurance to visit the States.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I have not done that. Oops.
When was this, Sarah?
2011.
Okay. So I was curious. So I know Idstar actually. I was gonna say. I was just gonna ask. Can confirm. I had to buy insurance every time I visited before moving here. So that's wow. So apparently, Nicole, you were just breaking the law.
Apparently, Oops, I guess.
I don't think it's breaking the law. I think it's just you were living dangerously.
She was living dangerously. She was also at Dragon Con for some of that, which is very,
That's me.
living dangerous.
Oh yeah. So many people.
So many people.
So much heat.
Bye, Miss Sprangs. Thanks for hanging out. Yes, Idstar also brings up an excellent point. I don't know about the law. I was just terrified to die and or go bankrupt because I got in an accident. Yeah. Guardian Randy also says, Mayor Squish putting the artist in con artist. Oh, enjoy it. What up, Simkin? Hello. Hello and welcome. Don't know what layer I'm coloring on. Ah, that sounds awesome. Just took the little one for Chipotle in the park. I enjoy Chipotle.
That sounds like a play.
Like Shakespeare in the park, but Chipotle in the park?
Yeah.
Oh, then you could have all the dancing vegetables. And I'd watch. Yes, Bean. I would watch the VeggieTales version of Chipotle because it puts such a like more dark and morbid spin on them because they're going like the oh gosh, what is Sarah? You might know this. There's the anime where all the vegetables are anthropomorphic and they're talking, but like the potato is like slicing itself.
Oh, I don't know what that is. That's horrifying.
It is, but they're all done in the little cutesy style, so they're all like chopping themselves up and preparing to be a stew or something. I don't know. I swear it's a thing. Chat, help me out. I know it's a thing. I know I didn't just make it up. They're making curry. Thank you, Simkin. See, I'm not totally crazy.
And this is a kids thing?
Maybe kids thing.
That's really dark.
Oh, it's a joke. Okay. That's a little bit better.
Let me make sure I'm going to tell you the right thing. My mind went to the little bean that is a dog that tells someone something gross so that it won't be eaten. That Mommy Shiba? Yes. Mommy Shiba.
Okay.
And it's just a tiny, like someone's about to eat this bean and they lift it up and it turns around and has a little puppy face and it's like, did you know that 10,000 germs are shared between people when they kiss? And then the person about to eat them is just like, wah, and doesn't eat the little bean. And that's it. It's like a 45-second cartoon.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Being Happy Tree Friends is insanity. Is happy insanity. And I remember When I went to Ottawa in college, I got to meet the creators of Happy Tree Friends. So yeah, it was a special cartoon, not for children. What is Excel Saga?
I feel like that's a throwback, Happy Tree Friends.
It is at this point when you think about when it came out. It's fine. Because it's a lot farther back than I like to think about. Hola, Soapbox Clots. Okay, so we were talking, yeah, so Simkin, do you remember the name of it? Apparently there's a little joke anime where all the fruits and vegetables are cooking themselves up to make themselves into curry. Do you remember what that's called? Oh, Simkin found a link and sent it to me. Yeehaw. Yes! Oh no, look here. It's fine.
I like that the link broke Emily.
It did break me. Yep, this is exactly it. Okay, I don't want to share it publicly unless you guys want it. I know we are an 18 plus stream, but if anybody would like the link, hit up Simkin or hit up me and I will share it because I'm going to put it in our Discord is what I'm going to do. Because, yep. Oh, okay. So it's from show Dai Mahu Tog. Okay. Yep. Also, I would just like to take a moment and say how beautiful your rose looks, Nicole, as I'm here talking about ridiculous vegetables. Like,
Thank you.
I like the juxtaposition between beautiful artwork and then me.
No, I like yours. I honestly really like the colored pencil look.
It's growing on me. I'm starting to get some layering going on it, and I hate it less.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing I'm struggling with is like value because I'm scared that I'm gonna mess it up. So it's all just kind of yeah.
Yep. You get to that point where you're just like, oh, but I like it, and if I keep touching it, I'm gonna break it. I've had that with commissions that I've done at Comic-Con before, where I'm just like, I need to marker this some more, but I'm so afraid I'm gonna ruin it. They paid for color. I need to do color, but I don't want to.
That's when you text them. You're like, listen.
Yeah.
I think this works better. Black and white.
If I just do some highlights, like you're gonna have to just trust my artist intuition on this.
The texting thing's kind of crazy. Like, we were doing shows at a time before that, and now a time where that's like the thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember back in the day, it was just like, all right, I'll have it done in like an hour, come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, I'll just give you my number and text me when it's done.
Yeah. And it's nice, but at the same time, I'm like, hello, random human. This is the artist. Your thing is done. Yeah, it's very weird. Goodbye, Bean. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out and chatting with us. Sharing in the insanity. No, Sarah, no.
It just doesn't It gets angry because it's like you're in this box and you picked an opacity, and now that you're clicking outside of this box, I'm going to just yell at you instead of just moving outside of this box. I'm like, dysfunctionality. Who did this?
It's the same people who programmed Clippy. I'm sorry. Did you mean?
We switched it to the kitty cat.
I loved it. Yeah, I always went between the kitty and the puppy dog.
Clippy just looks too mean.
Oh. It's Star. Also, thank you so much for hanging out. They say everyone's stuff is looking great. Catch you next time. Thank you.
I didn't do anything.
I always have the moments too where I will get working on that, and all of a sudden, like, I know I've misclicked or I've clicked on the wrong part, and I was like, I know, and then it's just like bling, 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 and I'm like, I know. If I could take it back, I would. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
I know you're right, and I was wrong.
I'm sorry. Oh. I think one of my favorite things about Doodle Crew is it lets the audience see what it really sounds like inside the artist studio. Just yelling at the computer, I know! Riffle Possum in chat says, your computer is ajar. Excellent callback. Thank you for that. I love it. Oh my goodness. Also probably save. I feel like that's a thing that we should all do.
Yep. Sometimes at the end of Doodle Crew, I count how many times I've saved in 3 hours, and I go, "Oh, that was twice."
That was too few times for how much work I did. Yeah, I don't think I could go back and look at that. I think it would just give me anxiety. more anxiety.
I kind of want a program that like would tell me certain commands, like what is the thing that I click most often? What is the thing that I do most often?
Mm-hmm.
It's not saving, but
I mean, I'm pretty sure undo is well up there. There's definitely spent a lot of time with that key.
I would just like to know, like, the frequency that I save, and like, does it change if I'm working during these hours versus other hours? I would find that interesting. Everyone else is like, that's really boring. And
well, I think some of it that I find is really cool because I do so much freelance work. like I'd like to know, okay, was it going back and redoing it? Was it just moving stuff around? Like, where did you spend a lot of your time? Because I think that's very interesting. Also, I feel like just from a working towards being a quicker moving artist, seeing where I'm actually losing time that I could work to improve.
I think that's also tricky because every piece is a little different.
Absolutely.
Like the only way you'd get real data with that would be if you did the same like comic panel 10 times.
Yeah.
But with enough time in between doing it.
So they weren't just being able to do it faster because you just done it.
Yeah. That's why playtesting is so hard. To like think about how to evaluate how someone is doing something. And how do you not muddy the data with any other part? Like, of course you're going to get faster and better if you do it 80 times.
Right.
But I want to see you do it 80 times. But how can I see you do it 80 times like it's the first time?
Yeah. It's interesting.
The answer is there's no good way to get perfect data.
Oh. Apparently, Steve's gone on a very interesting graffiti hunt. So, yeah. Speaking of other art that I wish I was more talented at, I would love to be good at graffiti. But am not.
I've never actually tried to spray paint anything. I feel like
what
I'm
I have learned is I have very poor nozzle control is what that's called. Yeah, no, I want to, but also like many things with art, it's an investment. Like I know I would want to invest in a few different colors, and then if I'm bad at it or I hate it, what do I do then? I was like, well, cool, I've got 10 cans of paint now that I will never use.
That's relatable.
Even just the art itself, like it's a style.
Yep.
And that style has a range. And I had a project where they were like, we really want an illustration of like this word in graffiti. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to learn how to do this now for this one image that you want. And there's just so much online, and I'm like, do I just get a font and then like color in that font? Like what?
Font, graffiti. All right, there we go.
Done. Nailed it. Give me my money. Yeah. And there's so much craftsmanship to the forming of the words and stuff like that. Like it is so cool. It doesn't make sense in my brain. I'm like, I don't get how you did that. I don't understand.
It's like every word is different. So looking at someone who wrote strawberry and it looks perfect, trying to write coaching techniques in graffiti is very different. And they're like, just make it look like this. And I'm like, but
these things are not the same. Oh, this was done with marker. Interesting. Oh, Joey, were you at one of the OG drink and draws where we were doing it inside the comic book shop and we were all using like permanent markers and paint and
on the big boards?
There was no ventilation.
Yeah, we were all like super high by the end of the night.
We were stoned out of our heads on marker fumes. It was so bad. Because they were like
Not
permanent
just
markers
Sharpies.
on
They
board.
were like the 44 Magnums, like the big markers.
It was so bad. I remember leaving and I'm like, I have a headache. I feel weird. Oh,
You were doing art right.
yep. I have a headache and I feel weird. That's how you know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was fun. Good times, good times. I think it was also like the middle of January. Like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
one of those where it was really cold, so we weren't going to open the door. So you've got like the heat moving and circulating all of the toxic fumes. Yeah. Suffice it to say, I've made some really good art decisions in my life. Oh, that's funny. Thank you, he who is Steve. Good advice. Don't sniff markers, kids.
All I've learned is I should sniff more markers.
Also, the markers from our childhood that were literally scented with encourage us to sniff them because they're like, look, it's grape. Like, looking back, I was like, that was probably a really bad idea.
Yep.
Yes, Wiffle Possum coming in. Don't drink the paint water. The number of
Oh
times
my
I
God,
have
so
been
many times.
so many times. So bad. Just like, here, let me grab my drink. Nope.
It's so weird how the brain just goes, oh, water, let's drink it. Even if
Yeah.
it's in like a mason jar or something that you don't usually drink out of. Just like, ooh, yummy.
Has anyone had any trouble with D&D dice that looks like candy and you just want to eat it, but you know it's made of resin?
I have that with soap sometimes.
Yeah. Especially the soap that's like carved into different shapes, like sculpted. Because some of it, I was like, because sometimes they do that with butter too, of which I should not also just bite into. But my brain's like, bite it, just bite it. And I was like, no, don't bite it. It'll taste like gummy. It won't. It won't, brain. It will not. You're wrong.
Well, then they haven't had them in a long time, but Aldi was selling little seashells that were marbled chocolate that were filled with Nutella, and they were delicious, but they looked like decorative soaps. Like
I was gonna say, I
chocolate
remember those seashell soaps from when we were a kid.
They looked just like that.
Oh
But they
no!
were chocolate Nutella, and it like satisfied that part of my brain that's like, you've never gotten to eat decorative soap before. This is your chance.
Oh my god. One, hilarious for the honesty, and two, the relatability, because I know exactly what you mean. I'm like, Wiffle Possum also says, totally have an oral fixation and have absent-mindedly almost choked on dice. So, yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Stop making them so pretty.
Please don't make my non-edible things look so edible. I will say though, I did not have that with the Tide Pods. I know it's because I'm not the generation for Tide Pods, but they never looked appetizing to me. Like, we gone through all this other stuff where I was like, yeah, I want to eat that even though it's not food. But those I'm just like, no, they look weird. They remind me of like Cascade dish soap and stuff like that, where I'm just like, that also never looked appetizing to me. I also don't have pica, so that helps. Why they make them look like candy? Why you make it look like candy if it's not candy?
Well, they don't smell appealing either.
Yeah.
They smell like detergent. I could see if they were like, this smells like fresh rain, like it actually, the scent is called, or like tropical whatever, then that would make more sense to me.
Yep. Oh, goodness. I also think there's that weird, I'm sure there's science behind it, but that like weird texture thing. Because I know like part of my brain was always like, you should chew on the feet of your Barbies. And I'm like, but why? It's like, because the texture is going to feel really cool. My brain's like, we're confused. We're interested, intrigued, but we're also confused. Why? Who knows? We could just chew gum. Not the same. Not the same texture. Okay. Yep. It's fine.
Erasers or pencils, like pens.
Yep.
I will chew on pens for days.
Okay, close that. This. Okay. Oh, goodness. I'm just hungry for some reason.
For Barbie feet?
For Barbie feet. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I think it's the same like brain where you're just like when you would pull the Stretch Armstrong and be like, I need to know what's inside of him. Like that part of your brain where it's just like, I need to know. Turns out it's disappointing. And then you don't have your toy anymore.
You always tried to fix it with a Band-Aid. That doesn't really work.
Nope. My thing was, for some weird reason, I used to swing my Barbies around by their hair, and then their heads would pop off, and you put the head back on, and it never sat the same way. It would always get squashed down, and she would sit like this, and then I'd be mad because the Barbie wasn't correct anymore. Yeah, it's fine. Something about their assembly where once you popped the head off, it didn't ever go back the right way.
And then we all learned a valuable lesson about decapitation.
You can't put it back. Oh Lord. Like I said, I have moments where I'm just like, but how did I get to this point and not die? Oh.
My laptop keeps wanting me to sign into something, and I don't want to sign into it right now. And the window keeps popping up right over all the things I need.
Oh no.
And I'm like, friend, I swear I will sign back into OneDrive when I'm ready.
OneDrive. Stop trying to make OneDrive happen. It's not going to happen.
I have to use it for work because we have international clients in China, and Google is not a thing in China, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, if I couldn't do Google Docs and stuff like that, I'd be very sad because I like its utility.
If I have to make a spreadsheet, and they're like, "You use this one," and I'm like, "No, I'll just make it in Google and then export it into yours because it's doing the things I want quickly and easily."
Yep.
I'm not using it to program anything. I don't need the Excel functionality.
Oh, I was also thinking when we were talking about inedible things. I can't remember. Oh, it was the mashup stream where we were doing all the fruits and we were talking about runts. And it's so funny to me because my brain knew that runts were candy, but they were so like off-putting to me that I didn't want to eat them. Like they were like they looked like a lot of this other stuff that like was plastic, but I was just like, no, I don't actually want to eat these things. Nerds, on the other hand, I'd eat nerds. Runts.
I'm one of those people that is apparently weird and really likes banana runts.
Very handy to have around for someone who did not like the banana. So
I will take all the banana. And the banana Laffy Taffy, I like banana Laffy Taffy.
You can have those as well. I will happily share. But actually, you can have all my Laffy Taffy. I don't like Laffy Taffy.
The best is when you take a banana and a strawberry Laffy Taffy and you twist it together, and then you have strawberry banana. Like, best taffy flavor ever.
I would also like the chat to know that Sarah is the human who made little hot dogs out of Starbursts. So she is a wizard when it comes to food art.
The key is to slightly microwave it so that it's warm, because otherwise you just have to grossly use your hand heat to, like, and then no one wants to eat those.
Yeah. Aw, I'm excited for someday having a hot dog party again.
I think the t-shirts for this one will be either revenge or return of the hot dog party, and it will have hot dogs clawing their way out of the grave.
Yes. It's perfect. Nope.
Please, OneDrive. Maybe I should just sign in. This is the solution. Well, the problem is I have to, like, use an app that's, like, also part of it. It's like I don't want to. Can I just, like, sign in with my password? Do I have to have a separate app that also authenticates the fact that I used my name and password?
Oh, that's frustrating.
And I'm like, I understand security, but this is insanity.
Yeah.
No one's that interested in my emails.
But her emails.
I swear.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I'm digging all of the clothing textures that you're getting, Joey. That's looking really cool.
Thank you. Try to make it look less painted on.
I feel like that would be a spin-off of that show of Is It Cake? If it's an actual item, or is it body paint or is it clothes?
Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Also, Nicole, yours just looks so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm worried about the leaves. It's fine.
Yeah, no, you've got such great depth, and especially like you can tell because we're at such a weird angle with it. So the fact that it looks so 3D is very, very cool.
I'm glad. I'm not great with value, so.
What was it? Well, they have I'm trying to remember if it was just something I learned or something we actually did in school, where they would have us take our digital pieces and turn them grayscale to see if you were okay, you remember over there. Yeah, there you are.
I just did it to check.
Because then like you're debating if you're using actual like lights and darks or if you're just using different colors side by side and kind of that. And again, it's one of those things I know in my brain that I forget to utilize until I'm way too far along, and then I'm just like, well, now I don't want to know, because if it's bad, I don't want to have to go back and redo all of it. Yeah. Was that something we learned in school, or is that just I'm assuming if Sarah knows it as well, it's got to be a school thing, but.
Yeah, I definitely remember doing those.
I can't remember which teacher told us that.
Well, if I had to venture guess, I'm betting it wasn't Stiers. I'm sorry, that was mean-spirited. I only took one class from him.
He was a game art teacher, wasn't he?
Yep. I took the one After Effects class that I got to take. I took from him, and I did not learn as much as I would have liked.
It was a weird.
It was a weird class. Because you were in that one with me, right?
Was it After Effects or was it like digital ink and paint, and he was like combining it with?
Oh, maybe it was. I remember we were working in After Effects, but it was a weird, like I came out of the class not really knowing After Effects better. Like I think I probably should have. Oh, good call. See, Randall, I'm so envious of your brain. So Randall's saying that it was Love who taught us the desaturation thing, except we were using the library's photocopier because that's how you do it in OG without computers. Yeah, no, that would fit. Also spent a lot of time in that library.
A lot of time in that library.
A lot of time in that library. A lot of time in the library tutor lab, which was not a large space.
I feel like I slept on the floor in the tutoring lab a few too many times.
I was going to say, I definitely did. Because, again, we talked about getting enough sleep and needing naps. We weren't good at it then. We're just as bad as it now. No, we're better. We're better now. I sleep in a bed on a much more regular basis than I did in college. I just remember like falling asleep on my light box and stuff like that because it was warm and it was comfy, and I'm just like, I'll just draw a little bit, it'll be fun. Mm-hmm.
That's really wholesome.
Yeah, I should have just slept like a human. I would have been a lot nicer to my body.
Where?
Sarah, no! Also, I'm laughing because for this stream we've kind of swapped the smoke detector beeping for the computer beeping, and I like it. Oh, I like it.
All of my, I made sure all of my smoke detectors have
all their batteries.
Yeah, all the 9 volts are replaced.
I just think it was so funny because we had such a long run of different artists, different people, but on each stream, somewhere, a smoke detector was beeping.
I'm glad it wasn't just me going.
Nope. I think it was at least 3 different people through the course of a couple weeks. Well, then I know Randall texted me at one point because he's like, I came home and the smoke detector in the hallway was beeping. And I was just like, no, they follow me.
Well, when you're at home for so long during a pandemic, you start to know all the noises of your house.
Nope, wrong one. Well, it was definitely a commercial for a battery that would do the thing. And it had a few other instances of needing batteries, but one of them was this guy who was in his pajamas, like wandering around his house trying to figure out which smoke detector it was. And it's what I always think of when that comes up. But also, like, there's something about a beeping smoke detector that I can't ignore. Like, I can ignore a lot of other weird stuff that like sounds in the house, but that one I'm just like, nope. You get a couple of hours out of me with that, and then I have to change it because it's going to drive me mad. So I meant to ask earlier, Joey, what's your plan for slaying dragons in the AM coming back from hiatus? Is it just schedules between you and Hunter?
Yeah, because we both work at the same GameStop, and we've been a couple people left, so we've been shorthanded. So Thursday we haven't both been able to take Thursdays off. At the same time, anyway.
Yeah.
But we're getting it sorted, so it should be coming
good.
back soon.
Good.
I know we were talking about it the other day, maybe doing some format changes. So, yeah, it's getting. I think we're getting close to coming back. So
good. Yeah, you got great chemistry, and it's a very fun listen. So. Well, I know, obviously, as I mentioned at the top, with Doodle Crew going on a short hiatus, it was just because, like, summer is just getting weird with busyness. Like, and it's all planned busyness that I knew, but I think also because the world is starting to open up a little bit more and different things are happening again, like, handling everything is one of those where I'm just like, oh, nope, there's more now that I need time
right
to accommodate. So. And I am upset at how fast June went.
Oh yeah. Compared to last year, this year seems like it's just flying by.
Yeah, I cannot keep on top of all of the things that I need to be doing right now. I love Simpkin's comment. She said, we are in the last half hour of Zoom kindergarten, and I'm trying to hide my excitement. Well, Simpkin, I'll tell you, we're probably also in the last half hour of Doodle Crew, so we get to party and celebrate simultaneously.
I think I've reached the point where I'm just going to not touch it anymore. I will only ruin if I continue to touch.
Well, okay. That's terrifying.
I feel like Photoshop should come with templates for 80s and 90s family photo backgrounds.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Like the lasers. How
Yeah.
do I get a bunch of laser templates? That's what I want behind every portrait I ever draw.
There's there was some really cool like retro wave stuff for different like stream oh my gosh, what is the word, scenes and transitions and all of that were so delightfully retro. So there's got to be someone making those for just Photoshop backgrounds.
I want it. I will pay for this.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do because I think this will work. Cardi Randy says, that's like my favorite thing to do for lazy background is a sophisticated evolution of the 90s paint splatter backdrop. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bring in some of that kids paint. Yeah, kids paint. Remember the one that had all the crazy sound effects?
Is it weird that I feel sorry for my nieces who were born in the 2000s, that they will never have the nostalgia for the 80s and 90s that I have?
I mean, it's weird right now because the 90s are back in a very strange way, so they're getting that. But yeah, there's a I guess the way I would phrase it is there's a weird thing because of the way that we grew up before and during the internet, that you can't recreate that part of it. You can't recreate the introduction to learning that and having all of the like pre-internet stuff and then post-internet stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted them to know the glory of really, really terrible screensavers. Screensavers.
Zennials forever. Geriatric, my old tired butt. Yeah. Yeah, I am what am I? I'm an elder millennial. That's my designation.
There has to be a way to smush that together. Elder Lennial.
Elder millennial. Yes. Hey, speaking of, what up, Slaying Dragons in the AM? We were just chatting about you.
Just woke up. Hunter, just because we played Fallout 76 till 4 o'clock in the morning doesn't give you the excuse to sleep until 1:30 in the afternoon.
I say, Joey was up. He was here. Yeah. Let's do this.
Maybe
those
this
cool
thing
things
will give me time to finish all that art I owe you, Emily. I only have many.
No, I don't think you have too many. I think what your crazy video game mashup. And is that the only one?
Video game mashup. The previous Do the Time Warp. And then I did 2 extra sketches when we were doing the Valentine's Day stream that I was like, I should ink and paint these. I did not inked and painted those. So I have 4.
Yeah, and I think Is there
I've still
one
got to get you my video game mashup one.
I was gonna say, I thought there was one that Joey owed me too, so too funny. That's okay. I don't even know what release one we're on right now for the.
So the last one I released was the second Who's Who.
Okay.
So the video game characters one would be next, I think. I'm confused. I haven't posted in a couple of days.
That's okay. I didn't post our advertisement for this one until this morning. So
Yeah.
Yep. It's fine. We had people here. Y'all found us. Make it work. Also, worst comes to worst, then at some point we just do a roundup of, hey, here's all the art we missed. Here's some more.
I mean, we could post it to like our story.
It's true.
Or if we do happen to have like a lack of posts or lack of content, we could always do that.
I like that you said we. That made me feel so happy because I do none of it. I help very little.
I mean, I will say I don't have access to the actual account. I only run it through the thing, the bad Facebook thing.
the very frustrating Facebook thing.
It keeps changing.
It does. Oh, it did something. Oh, I was going in and I was checking. So I'm sorry to anybody who follows the Doodle Crew videos on Facebook, because I realized there's like 3 episodes in a chunk that are missing now. I don't know what happened to them. I'm going to try and fix that soon. I thought they uploaded at least everything. That's the easy way. If you want to watch old Doodle Crew episodes and hang out with us and see that art being made for the posts that are happening now, that's the easiest place to see it. But I do try to update them on the Facebook, but the Facebook one gives me lip, gives me sass.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it.
So what I do is I schedule the posts through the Instagram tab, but I check that it also posts it to Facebook. But I schedule them so like I don't post them right away. So then I go to the Facebook tab and I edit out all the hashtags because that doesn't really make sense on Facebook. And the other day I was scheduling a post that just didn't show up on Facebook. Even though I had to manually do that. It was so annoying. Anyway.
Why are you sassing me, Facebook? Why are you giving me lip? Oh, yeah.
It's a struggle.
So, but yeah, chat, let us know. Let us know where you like to find our art, like to find our stuff, what you do and don't like seeing from us, and maybe when I remember I can change things. Thank you, Diana. Yes, I did shamelessly plug Doodle Crew last night on In Addition. So if you want to hear me just talk and make a little bit more sense, now about the same amount of sense that I do on Doodle Crew, you can catch me every Wednesday night at twitch.tv/inaddpod. Yeah, thank you. Or follow the podcast that releases. We are In Addition Pod. So yeah, if you want to hear me and some other really cool people chat, that's our little chat show. So not little, it's awesome. That's our chat show. Yeah.
For a second, I thought you said shit show, and I was like, yeah.
I mean, our slogan is the dumpster fire. So, we find treasure in the trash.
Just like raccoons.
Yep. That's what we refer to our people in chat. They're our trash pandas. Yep. All right.
My trash panda is named Crambles. He eats out of my bird feeder.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna do the thing that I should have done earlier. I don't want to. Let's see. Boop. Hey, not bad. Okay. All right, I see. Do. Yes, we're relatively harmless. We really are. Sarah's at it again.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I hit save and it was like, no. I'm saving, but also here's this noise.
I hear you, but no. Oh gosh. All right, so let's. We're gonna do a thing. We're gonna see how this works. This might work. This might not. We'll see. There's always undo.
That is a very impressive bow.
Yep. I'm also realizing this one side got a little bit bigger than I wanted to, so we're gonna bring that in just a pinch. It's a little extra. A little extra.
That's the beauty of digital art.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. Theater. Again, I will not say that working it with the colored pencil brush, not my favorite, but it grew on me. It was definitely a different way to do this. A lot different than how I would normally color or sketch. It'll be my motivation to test out some of the other brushes and play with some of that. Nope. Alright. Put that back. Yeah. Theater. Alright. So we can go around and we'll end with Joey since he is still working. But Sarah, do you want to start and outro, tell people where they can find you, where they can see your stuff, and show us your final piece?
Sure. You can find me on Tumblr and my website. Maybe someday I'll do Instagram. That's like a whole extra app I have to think about. Maybe someday. And my art is here. Let me set it up so that it's side by side.
Yeah.
I don't think I quite captured the magic of the original. I wasn't.
It was going to be a challenge.
It's Twitch's fault.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
So I tried to give Eve a bodacious butt that's highlighted.
Yeah.
The snake looks real suspice. I did give Adam a little modesty, though.
Yes. Yes. No, I love that snake. That looks really, really cool.
That was my favorite part to draw.
I do love how it looks like there's a branch that's like holding its hand out, like deliberately, like nah, bro.
That was the whole idea. I was like, how can I make this like? At first, you're like, oh, this is serious. Oh wait, no, this is not serious at all. Because the original. I mean, can I show the original when we post it later?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's because Instagram, at least on Instagram,
they do have rules against nudity, but I don't think it counts with art on there.
I agree.
I've seen this is weird, but I've seen nail art with vaginas, and they're fine. So
Yeah.
I have a censored version of my childhood drawing, so
we could just add just a little bit of fuzz right around and yes. So Randy says, if you become a member of Sarah's Patreon, you get the uncensored version. Yep. Oh, I love it. Thank you for bringing that amazing childhood art. It fills me with much joy. All right. So Nicole, I'm actually gonna sneak you over here so you can make that big. So
yeah, I need to get my original side by side. It's a little bit different. Hold on. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. It looks so good.
I am decently happy with it, which doesn't happen a lot. So
Yay!
Yay!
Again, as we said, we are celebrating that because us being happy with our art is not always a thing. No, it's got great depth to it.
Yeah.
It looks really beautiful.
Also,
So.
like, you know, this, I don't, like, I didn't even do cross hatching. It was just like, you know. But yeah.
It's art!
Also, you can find me on Instagram and Twitch and Twitter at Mayor Squish.
Yay! Also, if you like Nicole's watercolors, head over to her Etsy, which is Mayor Squish Art, and you can possibly own some of them.
Yes.
Yeah, etsy.com/shop/Mayor Squish Art. Etsy's links don't make sense. You got a all caps babe in chat. And he says it's
my
beautiful.
biggest fan.
It is beautiful. I agree completely. No, you rocked that. That's awesome. All right. So moving over, let me switch that so we can see Joey.
Hey, it's me.
Let's see. Yeah, it's Joey. Does that one make it big? No, that's not what I wanted. I don't know why I did that. Okay, there we go. Yes, I think she's.
So yeah.
It looks less painted on. It does.
I think there's some improved anatomy issues. We nailed. The clothes are definitely an improvement. I like the pose a lot more too. Like it's a less edgelord pose that's still got some sex appeal to it. And,
no, she's got
obviously haven't got the colors yet, but
no, but the movement on how she is posing, it feels a lot more comfortable and
more natural.
Real?
And
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's also, I was listening to you talk about it, but the patches on her jeans, it cracks me up because it makes perfect sense to like my younger brain where I was like, yeah, Guardian Randy hit it on the head. She's giving off big X-Men Evolution Rogue vibes. Yes. Yes. Which I loved. Like, I loved her design. I loved her style. So, she's fun.
That design aesthetic from that time period back in 2007.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's say the early noughties.
Yep.
No, that turns out great. I'm very excited to see how you color it because you are really, really good with colors. So I'm curious to see the side by side. With them. No, that turned out great. Yeah, and so definitely, where can people find you, check you out, get commissions from you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Slooty Mage. Play games with me, get art from me, view my art. You can also just at me on Twitter or whatever your social of choice is.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be able to find me again at Slaying Dragons in the Morning very soon.
So. Woo-woo! Yes, yeah, and if you let us know when you guys are back and doing that, we will definitely, tweet it out and share it and let people know so they can see you and Hunter.
For sure.
Which is dope. Yay! All right, move back over for the final reveal. Oop. All right, so I'm gonna switch back to the original so you guys can see. There's my sweet little candy cane girl with the extra hair ribbons. And I'm realizing it's just weird. I think it's the size of her head compared to like her neck and then her shoulders. There's some...
she's thick neck.
Yeah, she's got some questionable anatomy. But here's my updated candy cane girl. So I did change the pose a little bit, and gave her a little bit more fun with her hair and added a few candy canes. But yeah, it was fun. I will say this one I felt went a little bit better for me than my last time warp piece. If you want to see more of my stuff, you can follow me across the internet at a swan named Emily. Like I said, throw a subscribe to my YouTube so you can be notified and catch when all of the amazing artist interviews are going to be posted for Doodle Crew, and just check out our old stuff because these artists are incredible, and I'm so happy that they come and draw with me. Yeah, but if you are interested in seeing other art or hitting me up, that's the easy one. Also, you can follow Doodle Crew across the internet, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook at Doodle Crew Draw. And then our link tree obviously has links to all of the different artists if you didn't catch their tags here. And so thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you artists for drawing. This was very fun. And as always, the conversation, never what I expect, always a good time. We super appreciate you all. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. And we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.